Hello folks, this is Scott here, and I am here to talk about the black box buying model. And to work with this, I actually went on my own quest and discovered the actual black box. That's right, I somehow found it, along with a set of keys to actually open it, because what's the point of having a box if you can't open it? The black box buying model is the idea that each of us have the quote-unquote lockbox inside of our minds, all metaphorical, of course, and this box is basically our decision-making diagnostic. It will determine whether or not we buy a model based on different stimuli from our environment that come into it. And now I'm going to work with this cool little physical machine and see if it will produce the needed requirements, aka buyer responses. The first thing I'm going to throw in is the product itself. What is it that I am buying? What is it that makes it so special? Is this iPhone worth having? Next is going to be the price. How does the price influence my behavior exactly? Well, imagine if something is priced low enough, then people are going to buy more of them. If it's priced at the right thing, they're going to buy one of them. If it's priced too high, people aren't going to buy any of them. And what's the point of that? Next is the place that this object is being sold, which is considering, is the product needed where it is being sold? We were talking about the international cases. If an object is being brought into international markets, are people more likely to buy it based on what is being given? Do people really need it? And the last bit of our little marketing stimuli of our environment that is being thrown into our black box is the promotion, which we talked about a few chapters ago. How is this product being advertised? Where did we first see it? Did it captivate us? Is it that endearing? Are the pretty pictures really sticking in our heads? Or is the jingle really influencing our day and annoying us? And then there are 4 other factors of our environment that come in. Each of them have equally satisfying factors that all dig into each other at different stages. There are economic factors, economic factors are made up of a bunch of different factors that if you're doing a business minor, you're probably annoyed about. So just to make it easy, it consists of anything that affects consumer purchasing power and spending patterns. And these vary by nation, as I was previously talking about with each of the different marketing stimuli of a certain product. In the box you go. Next is technological. This includes multiple types of technologies that go into multiple types of fields, and they are forces that create new technologies which create different types of patterns and also marketing opportunities. Do people really need the technological boost? Do people have the abilities to use the technological capabilities? Some people have different types of voltages, which goes over to international waters once more. So further ado, and there you go. Next are the social stimuli. And this is based on more personal preference and how one interacts with others, whether it's in small groups, in social networking groups, or in family groups, which all 3 of these different groups will give you a certain status and a certain role within that, whether you are a son, whether you are a friend, whether you are employee number 7346, random number. Anyway, in small groups, it's working 2 or more to achieve a certain goal, or you're working as a team to create a goal. Social networks is working by Facebook or yada yada, or Twitter, anything else that allows you to share pictures and opinions and information in order to create a certain type of goal. And then there's family, which, as a lot of sources keep nagging me, is the most important consumer buying organization in society. That is right, your brother does help you out, and or sister. In the box you go. And the final environmental stimuli is the cultural one, which is, well, what is culture? Culture is made up of values, perceptions, wants, and behaviors, and these are learned by family, as exhibited before. They are important. And or by institution. Where are you being educated, whether you're being educated by the experience of doing the job or by school education, etc., etc. And cultures go into multiple different subcultures, which are groups with shared values and systems. This can be based on nationalities, religions, racial groups, and geographic regions. Back to the international thing again. And the last part would be social class, which is in between each subculture, which further nets it up in a fun little net that captures or releases everyone in different ways. So with all of these different factors in our little box, out of it we'll create our many different buyer responses, which will be based on how we, the buyer, have our many different characteristics and how our decision process cooperates with all these different factors. And out of it, we get our three-sided die of buyer responses. Our buying attitude and preferences is made up of how we feel about buying something when we first look at it. Is it a buy at first sight? Do we need it? Do we personally want it? Brand, company, relationship, behavior. Have we interacted with the company that is working with the product before? That iPhone I threw in there, are we working with it? Are we fine with it? Are we going to buy it again? And then there's the purchase behavior itself. How are we when we buy it? Are we fully captivated by our product? Are we going to return it later out of regret? All these things are made up by this lovely little machine here. So for now, I am going to lock up this box once more and throw it back to whence it came in some kind of Indiana Jones fashion. Thank you for your time, and happy buying.